Wow, it's amazing. Elena, come here. It's so comfortable actually to snow when it's clean and then you land in here. No, that's not. You have to store it here. How do you wait?
Come on in. All right. Take a look at this. And there's all kinds of layers. And that, you know, a person who really studies rocks would probably tell you a story about the different layers. Some of the layers are real thin, some of them are thicker. There's different kinds of sandstone. Some of the sandstone is harder than other sandstone. And some of them, you know, are much softer and wear away a lot easier. So the places where we're at right here probably was a softer sandstones because it got worn away. But the other thing, if you go to Natural Bridge State Park, you find out that there were woolly mammoths in this area, in this whole area, like 12,000 years ago. So as we're walking down here, you know, just kind of picture what it might have been like 12,000, 15,000 years ago. And a woolly mammoth is standing up there looking down at us. And it's just amazing. It even gets better as we walk down here. So we're walking slowly so you can just take in all of this stuff.
Daddy, can you take a picture of me?
Keep going.
In here?
Keep going.
Tell me that. That though.
One more down.
What do you mean? They look like coral.
Uh-huh.
Just try to look at stuff. Has anyone seen that metal? That is so rude.
At one point, the water level was probably right here, and it's probably a softer sandstone right here also. And check out the trees and how nature really wants to survive. Look at that root.
That root is so cool. You see that metal? Dude, these trees are just gonna fall. No, these trees are gonna fall. Just collapse on us. Hi guys. No, how funny would it be to get to talk to you guys? Our water won't have I would be like, no, Mother Nature be like, no, Mother Nature be like, there's too many people. We get it, Owen, we get it.
Look at the ice here.
Look at that. So spooky.
I know.
Look at
It's coming out of the water.
Look at the ice over there, too.
This ice over here.
Yeah.
It's an intergalactic snowball. This is the other ice over there.
So just seeped out of that hole there and it's freezing.
Oh, this is so good. This isn't in the winter. Look. Wait, that wasn't in the winter. Would this not be frozen? What the hell? This was like
You get thirsty.
Your one is touch up on
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Good sled hill. Sometimes.
Hello.
like a little fireplace there.
That's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this
Or maybe it's 10,000 years older. Paleo-Indian made a fire there. Maybe there's arrows.
Dude, I'm jumping down the Gavin, you're not nice. There you are. Fifth grade, come here. Fifth grade, come on. He said we got it. Fifth grade, go down.
All right. All right. Raise your hand if you're listening. Your other hand if you're still. Hey, don't forget we're going to try and stay on the pathways, except in a couple spots where I take you off. But part of being here is just standing and looking and experiencing the enormity of these rocks, and that we're right in the middle of it here. And you don't see the layers like we do some other places right here. So again, it's a different kind of rock. Still sandstone, but different.
Right. Still cold.
Yeah.
We might cross the lake.
Are we?
We all know. We know.
Mr. Rocha,
We were joking. Yeah. I think Stick it up.
and there's no signs.
You have to be careful. Watch out! What is that? What is the hole? Let's just head on the hole then. Oh my God, I'm freaking out.
All right, it worked.
Your face looks like you're It's an egg or a bubble.
Egg?
I bet it's an air bubble.
Probably a bubble, yeah.
Probably a bubble. It looks like an egg.
All right.
What's it? Jenna, look at
I'm saying there might be a pile.
it. Hold me down.
Right, we're moving back. Fourth and fifth grade.
I found you a frozen dinosaur. Luckily, it was small enough for me to hold up.
You can see it's open. Avoid it. Don't go near it. It's open. Don't go near it. It's not over. I want to talk to you before we go further. When you see open water, you want to avoid it.
Dylan!
When you see open water, avoid it. Thank you. All right, a couple things about this area.
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
There are trails on the other side that go along the bluffs there too. So there's a state natural area or a nature conservancy parking lot along Highway 23. And then there's trails that go along that side. In the summertime, one of my summer soak trips, we camp at Mirror Lake and then sometimes we canoe out here. We pull the boats up here and I call this the jungle swimming area because it's so marshy. But you can walk up through that in the summertime or you can swim across here and there's a log underneath the water. You can stand on the log and bounce and jump in and it's fun. All right, the next thing we're going to do is climb the narrow pathway here and then we're going to go up to the top.
Yay.
Now, some of you have gotten a little bit energetic about the hike. Don't be energetic on this hike. Stay focused. 1 foot behind, in front of the other. Watch where you're stepping because it's very narrow, very slippery, and we don't want anyone to fall. So no horsing around along here. And when we get to the real steep area, there used to be steps there, probably when Mr. Rocha was talking about the resort, but there's no steps now, but there are a few little handholds and roots and a couple of bars that you can hold on to. Do not be afraid to go down on all fours. You know, we don't want anybody to get hurt. We don't want anybody to slip. So watch out for yourself. Watch out.
This is not safe. No.
You gonna invite me to town?
I feel like I should be ready to catch a kid. Oh, there's a thing there.
Oh yeah, hug the rock. Hug the rock.
People are already all the way up there.
What if I hug the snow?
Some people are still not even.
Thank you.
This is literally my biggest fear.
This is my biggest
Good job.
is hiking.
You right, Jasper?
This is the most dangerous. Carol, don't. And then once you fall down, my fear is hiking, but I also like it. He's coming.
one doctor and
It wasn't that hard. I came up. I successfully came up with it. Let's a doctor and not. Yeah, I got 3. Can I have a doctor?
Take a run, roll balls over the fence, and go.
There's an owl pellet?
you guys all go.
We'll watch you.
Right. See ya. Bye-bye. Wait, we're hiking down that way?
Okay, this place here is called Pulpit Rock. And I've had a couple people just take guesses on why it was called that. But no one really knows. It's been called that for a while. But I think some people do speeches up here at the boats that were pulling up down there. And up on the top of the hill here, they told my class, it was a resort a good 50, 75, 100 years ago. Not the big resort with the water slides and stuff. This is what the original ones were. Just a bunch of cabins that different people owned. And as we walk in past, you'll see some of the foundations that are still there. And there used to be a big dock down at the bottom here where we walked out onto the lake. And they would bring boatloads of people up here. There was a dance hall a little further up on the ridge up here. So that's how they spent their summers. They would come up here for a couple weeks, a month, or whatever. It was very low key, which not quite what you think of the Dells.
They're not supposed to. This could be bad. Hey, Cash. What about my outside? Jasper. Well, I didn't even do that. Hello. How many more? How many miles have we walked?
Let's see how many.
This was probably water.
You said apple
Oh, look at that fish down there too.
I think it's the same one.
Oh. But here he's got his mouth open.
Date. Those two had the date. On July 4th, their first date was at the famous land. Caitlin, I'm going to wait for you, but I want to look at these trees.
Why did they call him Marcus? And he did the weird sound.
He's got some little hair.
He went, and then we had to go to Prater for years and years and years, and like it never grew. It never gets bigger. It just is. It doesn't cause some problems. It's starting a little now, but
I know, I'm sitting on a log right now.
I went on camera like 7 times.
Probably if you put it in
I've been tired since the first step we took.
really wear them out.
I'm not worn out.
I'm sad on my hands.
This is like the shortest hike we've ever done. The shortest hike we've ever done.
No, just make one. Oh!
I like my new style. We dipped our hair.
Really? So why do we have to come back? Jasper! Good. You're the one that check. That's good. You're just up here! Oh, I'm so tired.
Daddy.
No!
When you guys get back, grab a glass and put some snow in it. Let it melt. And then check out what you're
We're going back up there?
2,000? I don't know if
You guys don't bother him letting him.
We're finding some trees with nice rings to count how old they are. And it's got the tree blood dripping down.
150. I either counted 19 or 15 rings.
There's definitely more than that.
500. All of these? Like the whole thing? How much did you get?
No way there's only 15 or 19.
I got 20.
All right, raise your hand if you're listening. The other hand if you're standing still. All right, everybody knows that you count the rings on the tree, on a cut tree, and it tells you the age. But you can also tell weather conditions during those time periods. So if there's big gaps between the rings, that means that tree was growing a lot during that time. If it's very narrow gaps, the tree wasn't growing much. So if a tree's growing a lot, what kind of weather conditions are happening during that spring and summer? Yeah.
There's a lot of rain. Daddy, I got
Maybe a lot of rain, maybe a nice sunshine, just good weather generally. And then there might be differences on either side too. Maybe one side is bigger rings than the other side. So the tree grows a little differently. And probably if you know more about it, you could tell more about it too, but that's a start at least. So how many did you count? 19?
Yeah, 19.
20?
20 to 19. This other one is 16. Now you're counting. I counted 41.
All right.
you got the sap.
Daddy, I have sap on my hand.
I know.
I don't like it.
I'll try and wipe it off on the snow.
I tried.
All done with our hike. This is Mr. Roach's class and Mrs. Williams' class from Sacred Heart.